we really touch.
We're at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Slow.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Going deep this time for Miller. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Chicago. 45 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Green 39. Green.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it. That's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
We got 4. Here we go. Green 90. Green 90. Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, guys, check me out.
Now let's go. 3-19. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Joey Bosa. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Detroit! Detroit!
Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right.
Over!
Check, check.
Gun!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Complete over the middle to Hardy. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception, we'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Here we go! Blue 45! Blue 45! Run it!
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Okay, let's decide here. He was open, right? Not extraordinarily open, but open enough that if you're an NFL quarterback,
yeah,
you've got to make that throw, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be completed.
9 times out of 10, that's a completed pass.
Yeah, he missed that one and missed it in a big way.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Here we go now! Green 90! Green 90! Run it!
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Can see this quite a bit on running plays where the guy's out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down. A first update now from a game going on in Cleveland. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Slow! Ace!
Watch the run. Watch the run. He's soft, baby.
Left!
Watch it. Slam.
Slow!
This is Howard on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Blue 45! Slow!
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. But they face a second and long to start things out.
Throw!
From midfield, here's Mahomes. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Over.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all of these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Detroit! Mike 51! Over! Watch him now, Barney! Gotta be ready. Don't be scared.
On play action, they'll throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Over!
Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Hey, turn it up. All right, here we go. 3-19.
After the penalty, it's Jones. Oh, spinning away. Got some real estate inside the 30. And he gets this one down to the 24. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
51 to Mike. Watch him now, Barney. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll look to throw here on first down. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time.
And the second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern a little bit. Whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
He's going to go deep for Funchess. He's got a man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Wide open receiver complete. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Mahomes going to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And now the Packers get set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Green 39. Watch him now, Barney. Watch him now, Barney. Undercrush. Gun.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through instructions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
We got 3.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Mike 51. Hey,
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
tight end right. 4 down, 4 down. Check. There we go. Blue 45. Blue 45. 53, Mike.
A give to Howard. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Oh, yeah. Woo! You got him. You got him.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words.
Tight on the right. Hey, slow. Got 4 down.
Watch the safety creep.
On the handoff, this is Howard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down.
Tight right.
Z. 4 down. Slow. Hut.
Looking to throw is Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that 1st down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derrière dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derrière dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. On 1st down, Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up?
And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company.
Over there. Single receiver. Z. Ready. Green.
Now here's a
39.
whistle as
Green,
flags
39.
come in. And we'll check out the call. Ooh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Tight end's right. Slow. Here we go. Green 90. Green 90. Hut.
Now here's Mahomes. He's going to run, but he's got to... Mahomes hit. He lost the football. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10.
Sponge. No.
They'll throw now on the final play. Forced out to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away and it's 2nd down. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Watch him now, Barney.
Check.
Hut!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Black 99 Philly, here we go.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
Double tight. 3 down. Deuce.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun!
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he finds his man Griffin. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46.
Watch him now, Barney!
3 down.
Over!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Lamb. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
3 down. Check. Crunch. Kill.
Watch him now, Barney!
Check.
They go play action here on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now Mahomes. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. He's got it at the 15. And he's gonna get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 54 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Slow.
pitch out to Howard. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Back now at Lambeau. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Mahomes now to throw. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company.
Hey. Ready! Blue 45! Blue 45! 47 the mic, boy, 47. Check, 47.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Now he's forced out right. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll go on the ground. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 right at the 40.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this one down to the 36. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
No. Check. Patriot. Shift. Set. 3-19.
Now they try the right side here. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
They'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bears will get the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
3 down. 3 down.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Tight right. Here we go. Green 90. Green 90. Z. Hold it.
Now this time Mahomes will throw. Steps away to his left. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Running with Howard. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Kenny Clark. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Mahomes to throw. Being chased out left. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Over.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Tight end right.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Motion.
He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hardy. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Alert.
Hot! Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
36. Watch out.
Gun.
Mike.
Back to throw. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. They got the dramatic score to tie the game here late 4th quarter. Now all eyes resting on the foot of one man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Your brother called me before the game. That's his guy in fantasy. He needs this one badly.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it.
Single.
back to throw. Dancing to his left. Looking left sideline, it's complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Z, 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 Z.
Back to throw. Mahomes buying time to his left. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
We got 3. We got
Now they'll run it with Cohen. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This from 52, and this for the win. All teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Green Bay, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town.